Hey guys, what is going on? Fluffy Ninja with Warp Crew Paintball and Warp Sports Chicagoland, here with I guess you could call it a gear video. So Krista and I have been doing, well, Krista mainly has been doing the Paint the World, uh, one kit at a time, where we take in old used gear, clean it up, fix it up, whatever we have to do, and then get it to a player that wants to get more into paintball, doesn't really have the funds. So we'll get them the gear that we can. If we have a gun for them, or if we have a marker for them, awesome. Loaders, elbow pads, knee pads, stuff like that to get a player started that wants to play but isn't sure where to start. We can provide at least the basics for them to get started. So this was sitting on my desk this morning. This is a Vulcan VMAX loader. I think it's just the regular VMAX, not the VMAX 2. But it was in pieces because Krista took it apart, cleaned it, and then wasn't sure how to put it back together, I think. And that's totally fine. I understand that. All right. But one of the things that I kind of noticed was weird about it, as I was putting it back together, I was like, oh man, there's a bunch of gunk on the sides. And I kind of looked at it, and it's not gunk, it's the original color or whatever this loader came in. It came, I believe they came in camo patterns and then just regular black and what have you. And somebody took it and they painted it. And like you kind of tell by the paint that's chipping off on the lid that, they painted it because they wanted not camo. Which is fine if you want something that's just a flat black color, whatever. Most of paintball gear that sells really quickly is just standard black color. Loaders, markers, etc. Like those are gone in an instant. Just because those are the most requested colors. It goes with everything. So of course, it's kind of like I just want it black. You handed me something camo, I don't really want it camo, so I'll paint it black. Another good example of this is something that I did. These are Empire E-Flexes, and I took a Sharpie, mostly because I was bored, and I just started coloring the white part. And I was just kind of like, man, I really don't want like just a white mask. Like unless I'm playing somewhere with white fill, I get hit, and then I can just keep going, because nobody can see if it's a hit or not. I'm not saying that you should cheat like that, but since a lot of fields are going to white fill, and then this thing right here, Pinocchio loader. I ordered shells from HK Army because the shells that I had were broken, busted, screws were gone, etc. I did an unboxing video on them. I just need to get more screws, honestly. I think they said they were on their way. But the speed feed on here, I believe, was from a friend of mine. When he started playing paintball, he was really into the camo look. So he took a black and like bright ass green Exalt speed feed, spray painted it olive drab, and put it on, I think it was his BT Delta, to run in the woods like that. And I get that. I get the color matching thing. For the longest time, I was black and purple. That was my color scheme. That's what I went with. Still, a huge fan of purple. Our jerseys for Warp Crew are blue and purple. It's one of those things that, like, once you kind of get a color into your head, it kind of sticks with you. Like, one of the old caddies that I had, I remember Warped got this in specifically for me because it was purple. And I thought that was really cool. And that's just kind of the colors that we stick with. Krista's Geo 3.5, her Shocker XLS, they're both purple. Her loader is purple. It's just, when people find a color, they kind of stick with it. And the thing is, that's totally fine if you want to do that. If you want to go for the camo look, like I've got camo jerseys, and I had a camo Vulcan pack that I actually sold to Paco because he didn't have one, and he was like, I will give you any amount of money for it. So I was like, here, just, a couple of bucks is fine. So I know that people really get into this, I have to match, and that's totally fine. I remember there was a kid at Warp Sports who he came in, his jersey was red. Yeah, I think his jersey was red and black. Pants were red and black. And he was like, I need something to fit red and black. And George and I both told him, they were like, well, how about we just get you a gun in whatever color and then you match your gun? The marker is the more expensive part, so whatever color the marker is, the rest of it can change, you know? Like, you can change shells on a loader, you can, you know, get different pants, you can even dye your pants, you can dye your jerseys, whatever. But I remember this specifically. He's like, no, it has to be red and black. So we ordered him, I don't remember what gun it was. Geo? I think it might have been a Geo. I think we ordered it in like the red and the gunmetal color. I think it was a 3.5. And I understand that. There are people that will pay, you know, more money just to have certain colors. Like, I know one of Krista's tanks, the GI tank, is purple and black, and it's one of the only ones like that. I know that they made, you know, maybe a couple hundred of them, but there's not a lot of them left, and this one is still good. She made, like, when we lost it for a while, it ended up in one of our teammates' gear bags, and she couldn't find it forever. And then, like, a big game, he was like, hey, is this your tank? And we're like, what the fuck, dude? We've been looking for that forever. So, you know, I understand people's addiction to matching on the paintball field. I just don't think it matters, because you're going to end up 1,000 different colors anyway, especially if you go to a bring your own paint field, or you're just going to end up splattered in white, because 90% of the fields now just shoot white fill. So it's one of those things that, like, I think it's kind of funny, but I also understand it, you know, like me running around with white E-flexes. I was like, well, I don't want bright white E-flexes, you know, maybe I'll color them in with a fucking Sharpie. And I think I did this when I was literally sitting here bored, and I just had a Sharpie in my hand for writing out something else, and I just started like doodling, and I was like, oh, and then I just kept going, and I just didn't stop. So yeah, like, it looks stupid, I think, but, you know, it's one of those things that, like, it happened, it's on there, it'll come off, you know, if it rains, if it gets shot, whatever, it'll come off no matter what. But don't damage your gear just to make it match. Like, this is okay, because I think they did a lot of the things that you're supposed to do. Like, the feed neck is, you know, completely worn down. You can still see the camo underneath it. But they, you know, they taped off the battery door. They took out, you know, all the internals, spray painted it, and that's fine. But if you just take your loader like this, spray paint it, you're gonna damage something, because anything can happen like that. I mean, loaders aren't fucking airtight, so, you know, some paint gets in there, gets stuck on your paddles or whatever, messes up your electronics. So just please be careful with that. But I understand the color matching, and I think it's part of what makes paintball so cool to see. You know, the pro jerseys, like Seattle Thunder, you know, you got blue and green, like, it just looks amazing. AC Dallas did that all black thing for, like, a tournament. That was weird, and you couldn't tell who anybody was. You know, it's cool that people have their signature colors, and they kind of stick with them. It's really cool. So, yeah, you know, comment down below. What are your signature colors? You know, I still rep purple and black. I'll do black and gold too. The Ego and the Lux that I had were black and gold, so those were pretty cool. I think I had a shocker for about 10 minutes that was black and gold. So it's one of those things that, you know, the color coordination, I understand. I really do. And I think it is really cool. So please comment down below what your color combination is on the field, and hopefully I'll see it out there. So thank you guys very much, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.